Last Sunday, we were preaching. I was preaching here. I didn't know that this man was not feeling well, and then suddenly, the Spirit of God led me to where he was. Amen. When I went, and then, he wasn't feeling well, and I laid my hand on him, and the miracle that took place was amazing. Can you share with us what happened to you last week?
Well, Bishop, I thank you and I thank God. I was sitting there, though before I came here, I had a sandwich. I'm a Subway franchisee, so I had a sandwich before leaving home for the church service. But on getting here, I started having this stomach problem. It got very severe that I couldn't breathe properly. I managed. I moved behind the chair, my wife and I was sitting. I moved back under the fan. I was sweating profusely. I went to the toilet, still wasn't feeling okay. Came back. At some point, my wife was going to call the ambulance. She actually asked me if she could call the ambulance, but I said no, there's no need. Then at some point, I wanted to leave the service. I told her, I said, maybe we should start going home. She said, no, you're in the church. You don't leave the church that way. And not long after, the bishop came near there, called me out, lay hands on me. I felt slightly relieved. Then the thing came as if I was going to use the loo. So I went out. On getting out there, the toilet was locked. The men's toilet was locked. So I asked the pastor who was sitting at the back, outside, I said, what happened to the men's toilet? She said, oh, Bishop locked it. So I said,
I locked it. I don't even know the key. Let me just be, I don't even know how the key looks like. What business do I have to do? Why do people go blaming me? Bishop locked the toilet. Bishop blocked the driveway. Bishop this and Bishop. I have not locked. I don't even know how the key looks like. I've never even seen the key. Shout hallelujah.
Well, Bishop, now on getting back in, I couldn't, I was advised to use the internal toilets. I went there, I couldn't do anything. So I came out, but still wasn't feeling okay at all. Then the bishop called the second time, lay hands on me severely now, and honestly speaking, within a minute, I felt relieved. I felt relieved. It's hard to explain this, to be honest, because I don't know why it's always happening to me that I have to give testimony every time. But I can tell that, I keep saying it. The first day I came to this church, the song was, "This kind of God, I've never seen this type before." And honestly speaking, I haven't seen it before. I am committed in other churches, and that's why I find it difficult to come regularly here. I am actually a church warden in my church. I happen to be the first black man to be a church warden in my area. I attend Church of England, but my church people know that I attend here as well. There's nothing to hide, because this is where I think I see the wonders. Bishop, I can only thank you, and I can only say that God will continue to bless you. What I have seen in the last few months that I've been coming, even though I'm not a regular worshiper here, but my mind is always here. My wife is here every time, but I see changes in our lives. Bishop, you only asked me about last week, but I'm sorry, because
No, that's okay, go ahead.
my children came here on our wedding anniversary. 2 boys and a girl. My son was going to have an interview the following day, a job interview. He got that job. In fact, at the interview, he read accounting. At the interview, he wasn't supposed to, he just applied out of annoyance. He left the other job and said he was getting another job. He got there, the interviewers became his friends. Rather than ask him questions about the job, they were asking him to tell them about his own personal experience. And the guy just talked them through. For 2 hours, they were just chatting. The following day, in fact, that same evening, they rang him, "You got the job. Please, not only that, my second son, who is also an accountant, was working somewhere. Still works in the same place on a very fantastic salary for his age. He told me at home, the very day he came here was the day we were talking about activation of angels to work for us. So I challenged him. I said, look, you just moan every day you come home. You say you're overworked, your salary is not good. I said, your salary is good enough for your age. He said, no, Dad, it's not about age. I said, okay, tell your boss when you get there that you're overworked. They added 5,000 pounds extra to his salary. So Bishop, we can't, I'm still waiting. By God's grace, I will come and do Thanksgiving. But the time I know is knocking on the door. And when I came this afternoon, the Bishop was talking about people, thieves. I'm not identifying myself publicly, but Bishop, thank you. Because I know I should do more. But because of commitments here and there, that is why I've not been able to perform. But God knows I am willing, and I know I will do it. Thank you very much.
Lift up your hands right. May the Lord cause you to perform what you're willing to do. I command your star to shine. Receive favor. Receive breakthrough. Receive good fortune.